This is Scott from Digital Fish with Content That Catches. I headed up to Mangawhai Heads after hearing reports of school-sized yellowfin tuna being caught within a few kilometres of the bar. I could see birds working in close, so I went for a look. The water was very clear. First up, I was looking for activity and then casting metals to the schooling fish. And the first fish had yellow fins, but it wasn't a yellowfin tuna, unfortunately. There were decent schools of bait in the area, so I was feeling confident, and then I found the tuna in about 20 metres of water, but they were the skippy kind of tuna. I trialled lures and cast metals, but they were extremely fussy, and after about an hour of chasing and casting, I decided to head out towards the Mokes after a stop at the Hen and Chicks to cast a stick bait. Here we are out trolling between the Mokes and the Hen and Chicks. Quite a lot of bird activity, and I've noticed what I think was Sauri on the surface feeding and gannets diving in, but there was no real predator activity. Didn't seem to be, there's nothing pushing them up, they just seem to be feeding. But there's some skippies, and so I've been trolling around, yeah, but no hits or anything. I've seen them jumping and feeding. Tried stick bait, no, and yeah, so just trolling around, planning to head over to the Mokes and do a bit of stick baiting for kings. Then I saw the bird activity, put the lines in, but no luck. I could stay here. You know, the theory is when you find the bait, then just stay there, and sooner or later the predators will turn up. But this is really a kingfish mission. I've got, you know, one decent trolling rod, so wasn't really in my game plan to go just trolling today, but I had it as a backup, so I might just sort of troll over towards the Mokes and then try some stick baiting, then maybe come back a bit earlier and do a bit of trolling around here, see what happens. So yeah, that's the plan. We're at the Mokes. That's Groper right there. Drops down to like 80 meters within like 100 meters of it. It's, you know, like a big rock that just comes out of the ocean. Plenty of mau around there. Had a bit of a cast of the stick bait, but yeah, no action. I saw some pretty sure I saw some surface activity out here. Might be just a school trevally. I'll just have a drive around, maybe have a cast, see what we can find. And then disaster struck. While I was at the Mokes, my engine wouldn't start. I've never had a problem with my trusty Honda, and so I was a bit perplexed. I did manage to get it going again, and I decided I should head straight back. It turned out later it was the battery terminal leads. Nothing serious, but still a bit of a pain in the backside. So after I decided to leave the Mokes, I kept the engine running for the rest of the way home. Just then, after the cable zone, there were massive workups in 90 to 100 meters of water. I tied on a 100-gram Koga and Ocean Angler Jelly Baby, and even though it was a long way down, I thought, well, let's give it a try. The workup goes for long enough, the snapper is still likely to gather, and sure enough, they were there. There's a nice little snapper. Fishing in about 90 plus meters of water. Can't say I've fished a workup in water this deep. It takes ages to get down. Luckily I'm just outside the cable zone, so that was pretty lucky. But yeah, I'm getting hits that are like 20-30 meters off the bottom. I think the snapper of, oh, here we go, I think there's another one. Oh, hey. Yeah, but I'm finding quite a few of my fish are coming off. I have to wind really hard to set the hook. They don't just set themselves really. I lost like 4 or 5 in a row. So that was quite interesting, just being the water so deep. But they're coming up off the bottom, probably 20-30 meters, and hitting the lure. Yeah, so got a couple in the bag, which is nice. I was out at the Mokes beside the island, and went to try and start my engine. It wouldn't turn over, and I think the battery's just gone actually, which is not the right time for it to go, but I managed to get it going. And yeah, just thought I'd come home. I've got the engine running now. I'm not going to turn it off. I'm just going to head home basically, but catch a couple of snapper on the way. Bit disappointing. Was going to try and spend the whole day out here, but obviously safety is more important. So yeah, going to put a couple of snapper in the bin and then head off. So yeah.
This was very cool to see. A decent sized shark about 3 to 3.5 meters long, just slowly circling around my boat.
You can see it, but he's circling about 3 meters long. And yeah, oh wow, that's amazing when I get it into the water. Oh, and I'm on. This is going to be interesting. I'm in 95 meters of water and I've just hooked up.
Through a process of elimination, I guessed it to be a juvenile great white because it wasn't blue enough to be a blue shark or Mako, and it wasn't bronzy enough to be a bronze whaler, nor did it have the head shape of a hammerhead. Its tail wasn't long enough to be a thresher. I thought it was a great white, but Sam Wild, the spearfisherman, suggested it looked like a dusky whaler, which I think is most likely from its shape and colour. So I was a bit disappointed it wasn't a great white, but it was still a very cool encounter. Dusky whalers do come into our waters, particularly over summertime and deeper water, and we'll be chasing school fish. So it makes a lot of sense that it was likely a dusky whaler.
Fish. Can't see the shark. We'll get him up as quickly as we can here. Oh, it's a good fish. Yeah, there we go. Nice snapper. Yeah, nice snap on the Lanza double shot. Yeah, good combo this. Nice fish. Another nice canny snapper there. Yeah, nice. Nice fish.
I chased the workups for a while and put some nice eating fish in the bin. Getting close to the Mangawhai, I saw some surface activity and had a look. I was hoping for a tuna, but I was pretty sure it was going to be a kahawai that I'd hooked up with.
Huh, that's a kahawai.
Kahawai are great fish, but not the target species I was looking for this day. It was time to head home. It had been an awesome day out. I didn't catch either a kingfish or a tuna, but I had a feed and enjoyed my time on the water, so I was pretty happy. This is Scott from Digital Fish with content that catches.